All right, welcome back to my channel, fellow steam enthusiasts. And today, for your viewing pleasure, we have a boiler that we put in a couple of years back. It's a Columbia gas-fired boiler, probably one of the smallest that they make. There's the side outlet there, which was not needed in this size. There's the pressure relief drip. There's the VXT with the manual bypass anchored onto the 2-inch outlet pipe. Backflow preventer, gas shutoff, and the shutoff to the water supply. There's your header. It comes out on the side. That's for the skim tapping. We opened that up today, and there's virtually no goo in there, so it looks nice and clean. And we got the steam comes up, and any water that's here then eventually goes back down the equalizer line. There's the Harford loop, and then there is the return with the drain on the side. There's the sight glass with its drain on there, a cycle guard, gas control valve, Honeywell, and we have a vapor stat on this bad boy. And you can see it's set at about 6 ounces. We have a 30-pound gauge for code, and then we have a gauge in ounces per square inch, and it's right now firing, and you can see it's just a little shy of 3 ounces. Let's follow the and there's the where the water feed goes in there. We've got a transition from the copper to the steel with a brass nipple and a bushing. And there's the return. We have a union bonnet gate valve there for shut off, and we have a drain for the wet return there. We can do a wet return flush if necessary, but this water is very nice and clean. You can see the sight glass gently bobbing away. Pressure hasn't risen a whole lot. And let's follow the piping. Right away we goes to 1.5 inch pipe. We'll put our pocket rocket on there and measure the diameter of the piping, and 1.5 inches. And the same thing here. Let's see if we do this. You can see it goes up to 2 inches. So it transitions from 2 inch to the 1.5 inch, and this is the dry return. So the steam goes up and goes up to a Trane convectors. This is a Trane convector system with a fairly unique little item in that there are no traps. The convector itself has a tiny hole built into the cast iron end on the supply end, and that reduces restricts the steam from getting into the dry return mostly. And we follow it around. We follow it around. There's the gas meter. And on the steam main itself, we have a Gorton number 2, and on the dry return, we have a Gorton number 1. They both go down, no traps, to the wet return. So we want to keep this pressure as low as possible. And there's the wet return there, it disappears. Okay. And we're back to the boiler. So I hope this was educational. This is something, as I said, we put in a couple of years back. And it's been running for a while, and we're just running at about 2 or 3 ounces, just cooking along. So my major adjustment we did today was just a slight downfiring to allow the steam to condense in the convector before it gets to the dry return. Once it gets in the dry return, it then gets to the vent and shuts the vent, and then the boiler starts short cycling a little bit. So the customer is going to insulate these pipes so it's not quite so warm down here until you get more heat upstairs. So there we go. I thank you again for joining me. I hope to make more of these, and as always, I appreciate your comments and questions. Be well and stay safe.